Hello, thanks for joining us today. Let's talk a little bit about structure and function because as a chiropractor, many people come looking for alleviation with their back pain or neck pain or some kind of musculoskeletal symptom. When I have somebody come into the office for their initial appointment, some of the questions involve things that might not seem related to the structure of your spine and how that might be impacting your musculoskeletal health. So sometimes we might ask questions such as, how much water do you drink in a day? How often do you use the restroom, either for bowel movements or for urination? Sometimes people get a little confused by the line of questioning because it doesn't always feel like it's related to, I woke up with neck pain. Why are you asking me about how often I go to the bathroom? I want to talk a little bit about structure and function and the relationship between the two because there is structure of the spine, which kind of dictates how everything else can move. So you see the spine behind me, right? This is a pretend spine of the adult body. And if there are vertebrae or spinal segments that go out of alignment, it's typically more of a rotational misalignment in the vertebrae itself as opposed to a side to side or a front to back movement. All of that can happen, but most commonly it's a rotational misalignment, and that causes the musculature on one side of the vertebrae to get overly contracted, right? So if the vertebrae has rotated something like this side of the musculature would get overly contracted, this side of the musculature would get overly taut, but they can both be described as feeling tight, or perhaps you don't really notice the sensation at all, right? Maybe you're used to it, or maybe it's not too bad. But then the nerves that come behind that, right? So you can see in the model here, the nerves that are coming behind that are going to various structures in the body, all kinds of tissues, whether we're talking about your heart, your stomach, your kidneys, whatever that might look like. And so when we are looking at the structure of your spine, that will impact indirectly or directly all other areas of your whole body. And so we want to make sure that the structure of the spine is in good alignment. And then we also then will look at how that is impacting the function of the rest of the body, right? So you might come in, maybe you come in with digestive symptoms, and maybe we need to look at the alignment of the vertebrae in addition to giving support for the function of the digestive system, right? And so it's an interwoven relationship that really cannot be isolated to say that we're only going to focus on the structure of the spine or we're only going to focus on the function of the body. We really have to look at it as a unit. And that's why I really love being able to do chiropractic along with functional medicine, because it really allows us to kind of dive in deep and address much more foundational levels that will impact the whole being.